Barcelona hymn or anthem sounds around the stadium, and the players trot out after the referee Mateo Laoz.
Deportivo fans have been hearing that anthem for 14 years, Simon, since they last saw this team win here. I was at the game. Luque, one of our colleagues here at La Liga, scored the winner at a time when tonight's Barca captain Andres Iniesta had not won any of his 32 senior trophies. So we want to put it in context of a long wait for Depor to come here and score a win. I think that tells you enough.
Well, yes, they've been a side who over the years have had their ups and downs. You're talking about a slightly later version than Depor. My anecdote of this team is seeing them come here, the Super Depor of the very early 90s, take Barca apart in the first 30 minutes in the league and lose 3-0. Here's the Barca lineup: Marc ter Stegen in goal, the back four of Sergio Roberto, Gerard Piqué, Thomas Vermaelen and Jordi Alba. In midfield, as Graham said, Rakitic in the pivot role with Paulinho to his right and Iniesta to his left. And up front, this version of the Barcelona attacking trident, Messi, Suarez and Paco Alcácer. Alcácer, who linked up so brilliantly. It's a momentous week in Barcelona and the whole of Catalonia as we face the final week before the Christmas holidays. For Deportivo, Ruben in goal, Juanfran, Shah, Sidney and Fernando Navarro at the back. Playing in front of the back four, Celso Borges and Guilherme. Which means that we'll have Emre Çolak with Carlos Gil on the right, Adrian Lopez in goal-scoring form at the moment on the left, playing behind lone striker Lucas Perez. And that 11 represents no changes from the side that beat Leganés 1-0 last weekend in Riazor. Leo Messi presented with the golden shoe or golden boot of 2016. Centre-backs flicks that one wide to Jordi Alba, who brings it under control. It's found its way to Leo Messi. Return ball. There's Suarez. There's Barcelona at their best. No, it's not given. Well, it was certainly a very, very incisive passing move there. And there's the moment where Suarez just drifted about a metre. Picks out Çolak. Turk's cross is headed clear. The shot, however, comes in from Celso Borges. No problems whatsoever for Marc ter Stegen.
On target, at least, it gives everybody a little bit of confidence that they can breach these lines.
Iniesta, lovely ball. Alba will get to it with ease. Perfect ball from Iniesta. Cuts it back for Messi. Well, the idea was brilliant. The execution from Messi not quite top-notch. And Ruben clasps the ball to his chest in relief. But that's fine counter-attacking football from Barca.
Warning signs for Cristobal, because, as you said, the lines were well ordered, but they're allowing Barca to play from the back. And if you allow Barca
here is Vidal, squeezes the ball back to Sergio Roberto, gets the cross in, Suarez back to Leo Messi, still Messi, looking for the angle, it's saved by Ruben. Paulinho can't get onto the rebound.
Where he started the beginning of the season.
Messi to Suarez, Suarez cross, met by Aleix Vidal and palmed over the bar by Ruben. Not a bad attempt from Vidal, I think.
Should have finished, Simon, I think. No, I mean, Ruben's done well, and I know we talked about this in the early part of the season. You find a lot of time for Ruben and his agility and his defiance, and we're looking at potentially an offside there, but the linesman hasn't given it. And he was dumped by Pepe Mel for long enough for Tito, for Pantilimon, but restored by Cristobal.
Of the Barca brilliance we expect as Rakitic drives that one in low. Dealt with easily, it comes to Iniesta. Oh, lovely ball in from Iniesta. Messi lays it off for Suarez, and this one will stand. And it's brilliance from Iniesta with that ball into the box, landing like a magnet on Leo Messi's chest. And Messi, a team man, gives the goal to Denis Suarez.
Brilliantly described. Brilliantly described. And when Iniesta turns and swivels and looks, first of all, do I put it back? Looks for an overlapping run from Alba, sees it's not there, and out of the corner of his eye sees that Messi has held his run, because when we see that again, number one, that Suarez definitively onside. Ruben can protest all he likes. Here, Iniesta sees, when he can't see Alba, he notices that Messi has held his run. When we see that in line, from the assistant's point of view, I think we'll see that Messi was brilliant, as well as Iniesta visionary.
And generosity itself from Leo Messi there. And you have to say, Ruben did pretty well to get back, nearly got a touch to it.
And there's Messi's timing there.
Yeah,
it's fantastic from the two of them. You pinpointed that Iniesta's...
And it's Barca through Leo Messi on the break. Still Messi, he's got Paulinho to his right, Suarez to his left. Here's Suarez, back to Messi, off the crossbar, falls for Vidal, and once again, he doesn't quite catch it.
You never, because you're kind to me, you never call me Stato, but that's number 22. 22 times this team on the attack now has hit the woodwork this season.
That's too firm even for Jordi Alba's pace. It'll be a goal kick 22 times. Astonishing. Very similar, Vidal's miscued attempt to the earlier volley that we mentioned when he'd just come off the pitch.
Here's the moment where both Suarez and Messi know exactly what's going to happen. That Suarez, even though he's confident the goal to the good by the end of the season, they may need to cash in on him, but he's definitely got the class to play higher level.
They're giving it away, and it's picked up by Messi. Messi, 23, and it's now 2-0, and it's Paulinho with a smile on his face. You could even imagine Messi doing that on purpose to give an assist to Paulinho.
Let's call it 23 and an assist.
Well, you can, I mean, it just 30 seconds ago, it looked as though Barca were just walking the ball around with no interest whatsoever in penetrating the Depor defence, and all of a sudden, the ball at Messi's feet. Huge smile on Messi's face as he celebrates that one with Paulinho. Paulinho was there outside him. Messi decides to go it alone, beats Ruben, and it's Paulinho who gets there just ahead of his countryman Sydney as the ball rockets back off the base of the post.
It's one of the things about the 4-2-3-1 that Cristobal has employed, Simon. It's given us entertainment, it's made Depor able to play high up the pitch, create chances. But when Messi is in the space like that, when there isn't a four, sometimes
feeds it to him, is Messi. Little change of pace to get into the box. Messi cuts it back, Suarez is there. Oh, and I'm not sure if it crossed the line or not. It's either a brilliant save or an astonishing piece of football. Suarez feels it went in. What an incredible bit of play from Messi, Suarez and Iniesta there, and still the ball in play. Whipped into the box.
I love that. That's absolutely fantastic because
brilliant.
Suarez is knocked over. Messi doesn't know. The ball comes in. Suarez gets up, and as he tries to finish, I think Ruben probably keeps this out. We're going to see proof now. But what we also see, it's so
sure.
tight.
Look where the hand is.
But there's also the most old-fashioned version of VAR. With Mateo Laws vigorously just waving his fingers in the air to say no goal, and I don't know if that's crazy, if that's stylish. You may argue that's the most
save. If it's not a goal, that's a brilliant save.
Wonderful. Even when they all went, I tell you what, we'll spend the next 4 seconds making 5 fantastic touches. No, just to even things up.
Alex Vidal to Sergio Roberto. Good ball into Suarez. This time, no mistake. 3-0. What a beautiful sport this is, and how easy these guys can make it look.
That did look as if they were playing against primary school kids. There wasn't a huge disparity between the teams in the first half. The scoreline could have been larger, but that was a knife through butter. That was also with a view to what's coming around the corner for Barca. The Bernabeu against the world, European and Spanish champions. It was clinical, crisp, quick, efficient passing with their confidence in the use of space absolutely at its highest.
It's almost like they're saying to Depor, you come out here after half-time and you dare get the ball into our area and make us defend for about 30 seconds. We'll show you. That is brilliant counter-attacking football. 2
things on the touch from Roberto, who is nominally the right back, and that should have been Vidal's position, but Roberto is the superior footballer. He has the superior technique.
Tremendously involved in Barcelona's attacking product tonight. It's a long way away, surely. But we are talking Leo Messi.
It looks improbable. That's exactly the point. We've seen him score from this distance.
Messi has a look. The whistle goes. Up he steps.
24.
Absolutely astonishing. Leo Messi, I mean, Ruben was really struggling there. The move continues. Here's Messi. This time it's wide.
Do you know what's strange, Simon? After having been at the majority of and watched, I think, every single one of Messi's games, when he's on the run, when he's frustrated, when the ball's bounced off the post like that, and he has it and he's on the run and he pulls the trigger, that left foot comes back. The biggest surprise is when it doesn't bulge the net.
Yeah.
You're conditioned to expect that if he's given that run and he's allowed to load the trigger, it's going in, and it didn't.
So Barca have hit the post 24 times this season. How many times has Leo Messi hit the post?
I think, if my calculations are correct, and here's the little movement again, nice touch off by Paulinho, and that's the moment when I thought, and Ruben's diving after the fact. You know, it's the ball's long gone before he completes his dive.
Look at this. This is just astonishing. Did he get a glove to it? That is the... It looks a bit... Oh, yeah, it's the post, of course.
It's still the World Cup final for him. I can win this.
Suarez going through, and it's a penalty.
I'm very unconvinced. He suddenly throws himself. There's not a lot of protests, so let's give the benefit of the doubt. Maybe Mateo Laws has got this spot on, but the way in which Suarez throws himself and the state of mind which he's had, which is frustrated, made me wonder very much about that tackle. But
it certainly looked as though he knew he was going to go down. Let's have a look.
Whoa, he certainly leaves his leg in.
It looks as though he thinks, I'm going to get the ball, and if I don't, I'm going down, and I'm going to win a penalty. And certainly that's what
I'm pretty sure strikers call that leaving the leg in.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you were very quick to raise an imaginary card, weren't you?
I thought he was going to get booked, I have to tell you that.
Up steps Messi, and he misses. Astonishing, and you can almost hear the disbelief.
Romanticism before. There's Barca break here, Simon.
It's played to Vidal by Messi. He managed to control it. He's not quite sure how. He finds Suarez. Jordi Alba off the woodwork again, and again it's Paulinho, who's the man with a smile on his face, getting an assist off the woodwork for Football Club Barcelona. You've got a feel for Ruben, but that's the second.
The second, Mr. Post.
Yep. Yeah.
Mr. Post is a two-time assister now. 25 times Barca have hit the... Is there a stage when, even though they've just gone 4-0 and Paulinho's got his second, is there a stage when the coach sits down over Christmas with all his banks of computers and data, as we see the replay held up perfectly here by Suarez? Left back's unlucky with his finish. Normally Alba would strike it from there. We've made the point that he modelled himself on Stoichkov as a kid. Is there a point when you sit back with all their video replays and say, is this a flaw of ours to hit the woodwork 25 times by mid-December? Or not?
Is it a flaw, or is it a sign of...